a school for young women. We're not a threat to anyone.
Hey guys, OJ Williams here. We are at the Dune Prophecy premiere. We are talking to every single cast member. We are here on the carpet at the world premiere here in New York City. Stay tuned. How would we describe Dune fashion?
Oh gosh, I mean, you know, in the Sisterhood they have this uniform which is quite practical because it looks like a dress, but underneath it's also like trousers, like a one-piece suit. Very practical so that they're ready for, you know, anything that's going to come at them.
Dune is such a big show. It's a big property. Were you at all intimidated when you got the role? Were you like, oh shit, like, girl, all right, let me get ready.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's insane when you realize you're going to be part of this huge universe, and I think it's, you know, those nerves that you have. You're like, holy shit, oh my god, how am I going to do? Like, you just turn them into excitement.
If you could pick another character to dress up as Halloween, who would you dress up as?
I think Michaela. Yeah, she looks sick. She's got great style, and I think she'd be really fun to dress up as.
All about the fashion.
Yeah.
All about the fashion.
Yeah.
On the scale of 1 to 10, how afraid of your character is of Mother?
I feel like on the surface, kind of, you know, we're at maybe at a 7, but maybe deep down, maybe a 4. Yeah.
More respect.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I'm a 10.
Yes, I understand.
How do you think you and your character relate the most? What do you guys think have most in common?
I actually thought about this a lot when I got the job because, I mean, acting sometimes can feel so unjust. The career, you slog at it for ages with little reward sometimes, and then suddenly something like this comes along, and you're like, oh. This is what I've always dreamed of. So I think I associated a lot with Harrow's sense of, you know, entitlement in a way, the sense that he deserves better than what he's got, and he works so hard to try and restore the family name, but no one listens, and he's just branded with this thing from birth. And you know, he can't do anything about it. So that creates a sort of, I don't know, it creates an evil, I suppose. Yeah.
Okay. So then what do you draw from that kind of when you're going into it then, and where did you take from?
Well, I guess I imagined what it would be like to be in this crazy world, which is, you know, post technology. And I think it's very hard for us to imagine now because we're so imbued with technology, it's everywhere. But this is like a new medieval age. It's kind of like everything's gone and everyone's left with just the sort of the bare minimum, you know, family, blood ties, revenge, all these things. So you kind of strip back your own life and sort of imagine what it might be like to be in a world like that.
And lastly, Halloween's tomorrow, which is big here in the States.
Yeah.
If you had to pick another character to be in the show, who would you dress up as?
I mean, I like Shalom Brune Franklin's costumes as Michaela. They're pretty saucy. I think I'd look good in those, right?
That's the second Michaela we got.
Or Travis's. You know, Travis is handsome. I'd probably morph into Travis Fimmel.
Yeah, so would I.
Yeah, we can all but dream.
Going into this, did you have a chat with Emily?
Yeah, we did, but it was pretty chill. I mean, obviously, when the FaceTime connects, I'm like, bro, what? I'm on FaceTime with Emily Watson, but it very quickly, it's that English, it's the British thing. You very quickly, everything's chill, and she's very nurturing, so supportive, and she's a team player, you know. In the way that I think a lot of all actors are, but I think it's a very British thing where you really want to bring everybody in, and she wants to be a leader, she's the lead of the show, and you want to make sure that everybody's okay. And we pretty much found out straight away that we would always approach work in a similar way. So, and the scripts were so good. It's not like we had to sit down and be like, oh my God, how do we fix this? Sometimes you do have to do that. We did not have to do that on this job.
Oh, thank goodness. Well, no, it's a big show like this, you can't mess it up. Like,
Wait, say that again.
yeah, big show like this.
I love it. Like, I kind of love that adrenaline rush. Like, I love the pressure and the expectation that came with the show because ultimately, you know that people are going to watch it. And honestly, like, let them talk. Like,
We love the drama.
yeah, of course. HBO loves the drama. Like, let's do it.
What are you most excited for people to see when they finally see the show?
Okay, I mean, I'm obviously most excited for them to see the backstory of the Harkonnens because I'm like very attached to them now, and I want to like blow people's minds with that. I'm really excited for people to see. I don't want to sound, you know, like another actress, but I'm very excited to see. For people to see actresses in this genre, in these roles with knives, fighting, talking to each other, like we do it all. Yeah, it's very female heavy, and which is not, this genre isn't usually kind of dominated by women in this way. I'm really excited for people to see a lot of people fighting and be like, you know what, those space nuns, they got it, you know?
Do you have an Emily, like a Mark Strong on set? Like, do you pick their brains? Like, they've been at this so long. Do you like try to get little nuggets out of them?
Well, unfortunately, because I was the flashback, young version, I never actually crossed with them. But we did like hang out outside of set sometimes. But I didn't want to bother them with work, you know. So I was just like, hi.
It's great to meet you.
It's great to meet you.
Love
yeah.
you, big fan.
Yeah.
Some of my favorite part of Dune is the fashion. I mean,
Let's talk about it.
let's get into it. How would you describe Dune fashion?
Sleek, chic. Yeah. Chic, sleek.
There's a practicality to it that I love.
Yes. Yeah, there is. Although not when it's raining. It can be a little bit heavy on the train. But other than that, it's great.
We love the drama of a train.
We love the drama of a train, and it's like it's a jumpsuit situation that kind of looks like a skirt.
Yeah, but you can move.
It's great, and I can move in it. I can kick in it.
Right.
I can squat in it. It's great.
Dune fashion. I mean, I've said it once on this carpet, we have pockets.
Pockets are crucial.
Pockets are crucial, especially to women, for God's sake. You know, you need your lip balm, you need some like needle and thread, you know, you need it all. So we have pockets in our capes.
Speaking of women, this show is women heavy, which I love, and we don't get to see women like this in this genre often. How do you think it's important for women to be seen in this light as well?
I think it's I've said, you know, I remember when my family asked me initially kind of like, okay, so like where does this fit and everything, and that was the immediate reaction I had to the script was the complexity of every side of womanhood. You know, it's not like oh, they're suddenly really smart or they're suddenly really fierce. It's all of it, right? You know, they're really strong, they're like really instinctive, but you don't see that combined, I think, often. And I think that for me as a young actor, I mean, I was like, wow, I was like, that speaks to me because that's how we experience the world, right? It's like a flipping thunderstorm. You're like, I'm feeling this and I have my period and I have to move and I'm on the subway, you know? So
You ate that up.
yeah, I absolutely ate that up. I think it was something I hadn't read before, to be quite honest.
Dune is breaking barriers, y'all.
Yeah.
Tell me a little about what the journey we see your character go through on this season.
I mean, it's a little bit mysterious. All I can say is that she's a bit of a renegade, and yeah, I think I don't know, I think actually for the audience she's an interesting person because she asks questions of everything in the show, you know. So I think for me, like, sometimes I was, yeah, exactly, you know, like I was kind of like, okay, so many days I was like, what are her morals, you know? And for me, that kind of contradiction as a person was difficult as an actor to convey, but also exciting because it changed every week. So yeah, really fun. And I think actually I kind of had to be a bit brave and go, maybe I don't know every week, you know? So I hope that's exciting to watch.
I think that's every day. We don't know where we're going to be. I don't know where we're going to be right now.
Right? You code switch. Yeah.
All the time.
But like, that's human, right?
It is.
You have new information and then you're suddenly like, okay, maybe I like cheese on bread. And then the next day you're like, bread and cheese, ew. No, not today. Dry bread and cheese.
I've been talking a lot tonight about the fashion of Dune, so I want to get your take on it, and how would you describe it?
Wow, it's really interesting, the fashion of Dune, because it's sort of, there's a steampunk quality to it, isn't there? And then at the same time, what I like about it is that I don't think it's conventionally sci-fi. I mean, I love the sets, for example. They remind me of Ken Adams, who did, all of Kubrick's films, like Dr. Strangelove, So I think there's something truly epic about the design in Dune. And it feels to me like it was always ahead of its time. Do you remember that kind of like leather outfit that Sting wore in the David Lynch film? I remember being obsessed with that when I was about 9. I was like, I want one of those. So, yeah, I do think Dune costumes are pretty cool.
I'll take it. Listen, I agree. This is a very woman-heavy project, which I'm obsessed with. In the sci-fi genre, which we don't see as much. So why do you think that's important to show women that they could be in this genre and have that presence?
Yeah, that's a really interesting question because, where would we be without China Melville? I mean, I think very often sci-fi has been used by women to ask a what-if question. What if there were a matriarchy? Can we imagine a world in which, we have this incredible power of the voice? It asks so many interesting questions about society by sort of, projecting it into this sci-fi universe. So I don't think that that's an antithesis necessarily. I think we've just sort of come to think that it's a sort of male genre, but I don't think it really is.
No, we're just like now seeing it for the first time, which it existed, theoretically, but we just are now getting it finally.
Yeah, we just need, ballsy women like Alison to really, bring that out in full force.
Yeah, which we are getting. The show is Dune is such a big property. Were you at all a bit intimidated going into this because it is a huge universe, a lot of fans.
Yes.
So I'm like, those sometimes they're brutal. Like if you don't get it right, I'm just like,
Well, I think as an actor you have to liberate yourself from that a bit. You're doing something creative and, you're honoring the script and the intentions of your project that you're working on. You can't really take on people's expectations in that respect. But I would admit that I think I had a slightly easier ride in that respect because my character is, it's not one that people are so familiar with. So I think I had a lot more freedom. Yeah, in a way, yeah.
How would you describe the fashion of Dune?
Iconic.
Witches are in right now. How do you feel about witches and having powers and having fun with that? Because spooky season is witch season.
We need them. I want to be a witch.
All day.
All day, all night.
Dune is such a big, fascinating world, and it's so big and grand. We are all a bit intimidated going into it because it's such a big project and big IP. You're like, oh, okay, like this is important.
It is important. It was important. It was exciting. And it was just exhilarating to know that you're going to be part of this world. Not even world, it's the universe. Right? And it's such a popular franchise, such a popular brand, and loved by everybody, and speaks about so many things. I know it's sci-fi, but it's not sci-fi. I mean, it's more relatable than just seeing machines that we can't comprehend. So I think it lends itself cinematically beautifully to cinema, because it's much more than future.
Yeah, there's meaning, there's messages out there that we're trying to portray here.
Yeah, the relationships. Most importantly, there are relationships. There are people, and they are human.
Kinda.
Kind of.
So, what is your take on Dune fashion?
Oh wow, my character, the princess of the universe, is...
People, they want your look.
I mean, I am so lucky when it comes to my looks. I feel like that when I went to have a meeting with the costume department and Bojana, our amazing costume designer, said, the princess does not repeat an outfit. I was like, okay. Yeah, I love the outfits, and there's so many different ones, and yeah. That is, so the fashion for Princess Inez, like, she's bringing it.
Why is this super important? Because women are not traditionally shown in the sci-fi world, especially in such a prominent way. Why is it important for women to be shown in this light as well?
Well, I just think that people want to see it. Yeah, we're waiting for it. That's why, yeah.
It's long overdue.
Yeah, exactly.
And lastly, what are you most excited for people to see when they watch the show finally?
Oh, just everything. Like, it's a very... to get more Dune, if you're already a fan, you're gonna love it. But if you're not, you're gonna love it too, because it's a super character-driven, epic show with a lot of interesting new characters with a lot of different storylines, and it's, yeah.
We've been talking a lot about fashion all night because why not? How would you describe Dune fashion?
Dune fashion is like, there's words that I cannot say, but it's really, it eats, like it's, I mean, it's serving cunt, really, yes, I mean, Dune fashion, it's edgy, it's sexy, like, I love it, yeah.
Yes, serving cunt. Bleep, bleep. Tell me a little bit about your journey, your character arc this season, and what we're going to see her go through.
I mean, Lila, at the start of the season, she's a bit of an underdog, a bit of a loner. She doesn't really know where she fits into the sisterhood, and she has a lot of questions about her past and her family and her ancestry. And there's a big decision that she has to make in the show that really shapes her as a character. And I'm excited for people to see that without saying too much. Yeah.
We got a little peek. This show is so female heavy, which I love, and has, we're in the sci-fi world. So 2 questions. 1, why is it important that we see women in this genre and be present? And 2, do you have a favorite female heroine in the past of like the kicks ass and all that?
Oh my god. Okay. It's really incredible to be a part of something that's like led by women, because especially in sci-fi, because I feel like there's a lot of like young girls out there who are sci-fi fans who don't see themselves represented. I mean, we're such a diverse cast as well, and I feel like it's really important for people to see themselves on screen in something that they enjoy and can relate to. And like women that I find empowering, there's this whole cast of women that I find empowering. They're badass. Like Emily Watson and Olivia Williams are 2, just to mention a few. Yeah, they're all incredible. So I feel like really lucky and blessed with the cast.
Do you have a favorite female heroine of the past that you admired or looked up to?
Oh my god, it's a big question. Female heroine, yeah, so many. The classic one, Marsha P. Johnson for me. I feel like she's just revolutionary, and what she did for the gay and the trans community is just incredible. So
she's a superhero.
Were you talking about like a
well, no, but I like that one.
She's a real life superhero. Yeah.
I like that one even better.
Yeah.
Cunt.